We are live. You are gone.
I am gone.
Where are you? Why is this happening? We got no Sebastian. Let's do. There you are again.
We always have something not working.
Yep. I can hear you on my phone. This is a problem. Now we are, as they say,
see broadcast text.
good to go.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay. Problem resolved. So, nice. It's been 2 weeks. Ooh. People are liking the way you look today in chat. Great. So it's already been 2 weeks and we're back with PaleSports, the esports talk show for Paleo Gaming, brought to you in association with the Paleo Gaming sponsors, Chirp. You'll see the logo up here somewhere roll through. The Chirp app, which is great if you want to watch LCS games and also interact with other viewers at the same time via the app. So check out the Chirp app and also the LOL History app and full cooperation and Paleo Gaming. And now we're done with the commercials.
Thank you, Lord.
Okay, so new Monday, new episode, new topics to talk about. First of all, how are you doing, Saleh? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, bro. I'm just came home from work. It's a sad Monday, whatever.
I don't work Mondays no more, so it's a happy Monday.
I fucking hate Mondays. Like, I'm not used to work Mondays, so this was probably the first Monday I worked on in ages. So yeah, feels good.
MT God or Jod, MT Jod.
No, it's MT.
I don't think he likes that person very much. He told me earlier that he doesn't.
From my man Saleh, he have recently played with the future pro MT. What is his opinion on this great youngster? Dude,
I think he really likes that youngster, actually, to be honest.
I don't even know how old he is. He's probably 30.
Age is just a number. Yeah, I'm sure you think it's a
true.
fine person and a great player, right? You've been playing a lot with the team recently in CSGO.
Yeah, but they ditched me.
Oh no!
They are too hardcore for me, so I can't prac like they do.
Yeah, we're getting too old for that shit.
Anything about their team, but they're good guys. I'm always playing with them. They're awesome.
That's the problem with getting a little older, having a job, having a wife, having a baby, all of that.
Yeah, it's so true. But ain't nobody got time for that. It's time for Paleo Esports.
Yeah. So, let's see. What do we have to talk about today? We got quite a few things, actually. And a lot of the topics today are not just either CSGO or LCS. It's more topics that touch on both of these esports, which of course is fun. I'm just gonna take out my little list here of topics that we prepared. Woohoo! Woohoo!
On paper?
So I'm gonna make all the letters glow right now because this entire episode is gonna go a little bit back and forth between both games, actually. So we're glowing like crazy today. First off, something that was announced quite recently is the fact that in all CSGO majors we will have $1 million prize pool for each major.
Oh my god, it's so amazing, man. Like, I've been waiting for this for so long. For so long.
Exactly. That's the big thing about it. The big thing about it isn't really, you know, oh my god, this is such a tremendous amount of money. It's been a long time coming, actually. If you look at other esports tournaments like Worlds in League of Legends, the International in Dota, stuff like that, the prize pools have been larger than in CSGO.
Yeah, it feels so weird because the sponsors are there. I don't. Just think it's on the on Valve side. Like I don't think they've pushed it.
No, but now Valve released the Wild Wild West patch. A lot of revolver skins generated sick amount of money, so now we can afford $1 million prize pools.
Yeah, give me them skins.
So all hail the revolver.
Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna say.
No, but seriously, this
I'm not
this
gonna
is
say
good.
that name in on stream. Fuck that.
This is good for CSGO to have $1 million prize pools in each major, and like we're not talking 1 million a year because there are many majors a year, right? So the prize pools is like $3 or $4 million each year in major tournaments.
Yep.
Um,
That's a big step.
it is.
That's a really big step. It's gonna be really interesting to see the next major.
Yeah.
Which starts this Wednesday, I think. Or am I very, very, very off?
Katowice could be Thursday. I'm not sure.
I think it's Wednesday.
I think it's Thursday, but we'll see. We shall see. So
Wednesday. Let's see here. NIP versus PaleSports.
Wednesday.
IEM Katowice.
Okay, so Wednesday. Who do you?
Get wrecked. Get fucking wrecked. Friday, lol. It says Wednesday, 2nd of March. Let's fucking go. And actually, that brings me to one point. It's just like a reminder.
Yeah.
But they're gonna open with Fnatic versus NIP
Ooh.
in a best of one. So that's gonna be an interesting setup or like game. We'll see what Piff can do with the ninjas, and also you should remember that Threat also joined Ninjas in Pyjamas, and actually I think Threat will do so much for NIP.
Have you seen NIP play anything since?
Yeah.
Pith and
yeah, of course.
Because I saw them quite recently play against. Oh, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Navi, maybe?
Yeah.
On Train? I don't remember. It was the FaZe Pro League, I think. And I have to say, NIP looked better than I've seen them play in a very long time.
A lot of rounds on CT.
What did you say?
My buddy, they throwed a lot of rounds. Like, it's just a thing you say. Like, they did some stupid mistakes, and they got to pay for it, you know?
Yeah, but that's no news. I mean, that's what NIP has been looking like for a long time now. But all of a sudden, I actually think they're looking better.
Of course, they're looking better. I think they just need some time to practice with Pyth or Pete.
Pete.
Like he says he wants the name to be said. But yeah, I think I'm really hoping on NIP because Threat is going to do a lot of tactical work for them, and they could just adjust to his strats and more concentrate on the gameplay. And I want to talk about Cloud9, who ditched their in-game leader, or they didn't ditch him, but he stopped playing. I'm talking about Sean Gears, the old in-game leader. And this guy, when he left Cloud9, nothing took the role as in-game leader, and you can see in the past games they played since Sean Gears left that they have been struggling so hard, and they took in this new guy, Stewie 2K, and we talked about him. I think it was 2 episodes ago, or maybe 1 episode. I think it was 1 episode.
Yeah, maybe.
And okay, they actually qualified in the MLG qualifier, but like they didn't look good at all. Like when they had Sean Gears, they were stomping teams like this, and now they're like underdogs. It almost feels like. So yeah, it feels bad to. It just shows how much a very tactical guy can do for a team, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Fnatic has a Vugo, and I know him from before in real life, and he has a lot of insight into Counter-Strike, and he's always been on, always been in, and yeah, he's a really good player. He was a good player. I don't know if he is that now, but so yeah, it will be interesting to see what NiP can do.
Yeah, and NiP versus Fnatic will always be crazy games. We talked about this last episode, how this big rivalry is like anything can happen in these games. It's like a derby of CSGO. So it will be interesting to see if they can stand up to Fnatic. Fnatic have been looking great. I mean,
like the last time NiP and Fnatic played, they lost two. They got the first map NiP on Dust 2, which is probably NiP's, at least one of NiP's better maps.
Yeah.
And then they lost on Train. That's a Fnatic map, if you ask me. And then they played Mirage, which is also like Fnatic's map. Or maybe I should say like 70-30 or something like that. NiP can be good on Mirage. So but that was some time ago. It was in December.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're in 2016, so
We
we'll see
are.
what happens.
Is there any? If you had to pick one map that you really need to ban against Fnatic,
Probably Inferno.
Inferno.
Yeah, probably Inferno.
Do you think NiP will do that, or is
Yeah.
NiP feeling strong on Inferno as well?
No, I don't think so. But like NiP can play good on Inferno as well, but I think it's a wild card to go for Inferno. I think they should rather go on something like Cash, or maybe they should play Dust 2, for example. I don't know. It hasn't been so many like official games for NiP, so you can't really say what form they are in and the new
No.
meta, and it will appear in time, like on Wednesday. Sadly, I'm working when it starts, so I'm gonna miss that game. But yeah,
I'm gonna spoil it for you. Don't you worry.
you're not spoiling anything.
I'm gonna send you a text message as soon as the game is over.
Then I will send your telephone number and say you are ISIS member.
All right, all right.
Okay,
That'll
so
be nice. Okay, so
talked a little bit about the $1 million,
yeah,
which is amazing.
that's good. I mean, there's not much to talk about there, right? That's good.
No, that's very good.
Okay, that's our pro analysis of $1 million prize pools in CS:GO.
But one thing is
It's
really
good.
bad. That
What?
the major sponsors for monitors are BenQ.
Hmm?
And BenQ is shit. Sorry, plebs, if you use BenQ, but Asus rocks.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you the cold truth.
Yeah, and if you really want to be like, do what the big boys do, go super hardcore, you can always do what I do and rock a Dell monitor from like 2001.
Yeah, but you can't.
I have it
compare
plugged
shit on your
into my
computer monitor.
I have it plugged into my non-gaming laptop. Now this is a big dog right here.
Show the dog. Where is dog?
I can't carry it. Bamse?
Carry it.
Bamse. Come.
Oh, it's the biggie dog.
It's a big dog. You are live on the internet.
Internet doggy.
Now you may leave. Bye bye. Now there we go. This is one big mix of like esports and Animal Planet. Internet doggy, good. Okay, so you think that BenQ should not be the main sponsor just because you don't like the monitors? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but just I don't know. BenQ has been around for a while, but they don't make the quality that Aces do.
Yeah, but
So I just feel a bit weird that they chose BenQ, but I guess
they
they
pay
probably got
people
yeah.
pay money for those spots. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the
Shout out to Vasberg. Yeah.
it's like world championships in football. Is Coca-Cola the best like soda in the
Yeah.
world?
Yeah, but now it's actually
Is that
about
why they get to be
quality,
there?
but but it's quality about the monitors. Like, if you want your players
Oh
to be
yeah,
like
okay,
really
yeah, because they play on BenQ monitors when they play the
yes,
game. Okay, yeah, I
yes,
thought you meant that they're the main sponsors, blah blah blah. Right, that's a good point. I get that.
but
Boom,
still, like
shakalaka wasabori.
the difference between BenQ and Asus, like you're gonna get the hertz, you're gonna get a clear picture, of course, but yeah, I will. Maybe it's because BenQ is maybe more into esports scene than Asus. I don't know.
Maybe. And also they do pay money to be there. We can't
They
deny
pay.
that or
Yes.
look away from that fact. Uh,
Oh my God, Toma, that's so epic, man. That Twitter was so. I just laughed my ass off when I saw that. it's this is Renegade's player Sponge,
mhm.
and they just played on the tournament, and they had ASO monitors, and he's just telling some other guys, it's like dragging your nutsack through broken glass. But he was tilting so hard that tournament, like, yeah, he was so sad that
Don't blame Aces.
Asus God.
Okay, so we are always speaking in English because we're doing this for the American Paleo Gaming community, but we are Swedes. So things that we notice a little extra much might be things that are going on in the esports scene in Sweden, because that's very interesting in a small but, traditionally great country as Sweden is in esports. And there is something called Esport SM, Esport SM, as we would have called it. It's basically the Swedish championships for esports. And this is coming up now, the 2016 version of Esport SM. And the funny thing about it is that the games that are featured in this tournament are CSGO, naturally. Sweden's always been great in CSGO. There are a lot of high-profile teams that will be there. Nip and Fnatic
Dota?
might very well will be there. Dota will be played. I think StarCraft 2 will be played. I think Hearthstone will be played. And I know for a fact... I think so. I know for a fact, though, that League of Legends is not one of the games that will be featured in Esport SM. What do you think about this, Salle boy?
It's good.
I ask again. Cut.
I don't know, man. It just seems so weird. Like, if you put in Hearthstone,
I'm-
you put in Hearthstone and you
sure.
compare it to
Whoops.
League of Legends
You're
and
back.
Dota. Hello?
Hello?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
What the fuck happened? Is the quality bad or?
No. What happens is what always happens, that your camera went away because I pushed a button. But the sound is still here.
Okay. So yeah, I don't understand how they're thinking. Like, Hearthstone comparing to League of Legends and Dota. Like, which one you gonna pick? Let's go for Dota and Hearthstone.
Yeah. Hearthstone and CSGO and StarCraft qualifiers this weekend for Esport SM. Yeah, I don't think Dota is the Dota. I don't know. Wait, Dota might not even be a game. It's Hearthstone, StarCraft 2, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Those are the 3 games for Esport SM.
Yeah, I think it's sad. I don't know why. Why shouldn't you include League of Legends as well? I don't know. I actually want to hear like why.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to hear
interesting.
why.
The thing is about uh, CS:GO. I mean, CS:GO has like the biggest prize pool of the tournament. That they invest the most money into prize money in CS:GO. And in a way, of course, that's natural. That's the biggest game we've got here in Sweden. And they also want to attract the big teams to their tournament, and they do. I think, like, going back, the teams winning Esport SM and CSGO is always either Fnatic or NIP these last few years. Um,
But like it says here on their homepage, 150,000 Swedish kroner.
yeah.
So it's like 15,000 euros. And
And I think it's 5,000 euros for the other two.
yeah, but like they haven't even showed us the prize money for Dota. That seems a bit
No,
weird.
but I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't think Dota is a game for Esport SM.
Oh
I was
no!
wrong. I think it's CS:GO, StarCraft 2, and Hearthstone.
Why did they pick Hearthstone? Oh my
Maybe we've
god!
got good Swedes in Hearthstone.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
that's the
actually
reason.
do. One of the best guys is Swedish. I don't
Yeah.
know what his name is, but he's really famous on Twitch.
And I know we have good players in StarCraft 2 as well.
Yeah, but if you compare it to League of Legends
The thing is, once
or
again, League of
Dota,
Legends is the teams are so multinational that for Esport SM you couldn't attract the biggest teams, like NIP and Fnatic and CS:GO.
mm,
In Esport Swedish championships, you can't like, even though Fnatic has Reckless and Cly. I mean, they have two Koreans and a guy from Belgium. So, but the thing is, there, on the contrary to CSGO, if you would have League of Legends, you would know that the one winning the tournament would not be either NIP or Fnatic. People, I mean, amateur teams or semi-pro teams would get a chance to compete on a high level against each other
mm,
in this tournament for money, which I think is very hard for like Swedish ranked teams right now in League of Legends to compete for actual money and to get money into their team or their small organization. And this is something that Esport SM could sponsor,
absolutely.
but they chose not to.
Yeah,
And I think it's
I wish we're
sad.
gonna see a comment on this because I, I I don't think we're the only ones who are wondering about this. It's too weird
Yeah.
to be true.
I
Like,
mean,
what was the argument for them to pick these three games? I know Hearthstone is big in Sweden, but I didn't know like it's bigger than League of Legends and
but it's not. It's just that the scene is so different and you've got no big players or big teams to attract. I mean, these players, the Swedish pro players, are not going to play in Esport SM because they're not in Swedish teams. But, the Swedish stars of tomorrow could play in Esport SM in Swedish teams. And you could have just 1,000 euros in a prize pool for that. 10,000 Swedish crowns. That would attract teams to play. The best ranked teams would play for 10,000 Swedish crowns prize money, and you could have it as a smaller event. But to give Swedish teams a chance to compete, I feel like if you have something that you call the Championship of Esports, the Swedish Championships of Esports,
and these guys
I don't
are
know.
gonna.
I think I feel like you could have a sense of responsibility for the Swedish esports scene and the future of like Swedish League of Legends. And we're up and coming. We have a lot of pros. I think we have like 9 players in the European LCS right now, competing at the highest level, and
From Sweden?
from Sweden, yeah.
Hmm,
And
nice.
we had like Reckless. He was top 4 in Worlds last year's with Fnatic. We had Yarnan from H2K went to Worlds last split. He's not in H2K now. He's on Vitality. And I think we could produce much more talent, but we need to give these amateurs and semi-professionals chances to really compete rather than only play ranked fives, you know. To go together to a LAN event and, you know, compete for money together, that would be a good experience, good exercise for people who want to go for a professional career.
Yeah,
and I feel like Esport SM or Swedish Championships of Esports is basically dropping the ball here on League of Legends. And you know, they invest so heavily in money in CSGO, and we know that it's probably just going to be Fnatic just going in and saying, hey, everybody, give us the money. Bye. Take care. Now we can buy new shoes to Dennis or something for that money. I mean, they only invest that much money.
I guess, because the last tournament, when they had the winning interview, he didn't have any shoes on.
I didn't even know that.
And he was like, the interviewer was like, "Is this the magic formula for winning?" Yes, of course, man. Olaf Mice is so cocky, it's crazy.
So that's what they've said. When you win Esport SM, we go shopping for shoes. But it's obvious that they just invest so much money in the Counter-Strike Global Offensive to make it at all interesting for NiP and Fnatic to play. And yeah, they want to make a good show, a good tournament, and that's important, of course, to make it a thing and have it survive. You need to attract top-tier teams, but you could combine that with actually, you know, giving League of Legends teams from Sweden and players from teams.
Yeah, like the same thing with the majors for CS right now. Like you have the minor and you have the major, so you could do exact the same thing, but just in Sweden, you know.
It could just be a one-day thing, you know, at the tournament. Yeah. Like four teams going together in best of threes, like semi-final, final. The top 4 ranked 5 teams in Sweden could like play for 10,000 Swedish crowns or something. That would not be so bad, and that would still be a good experience for teams that want to go professional.
Did you see this Forgiven guy?
This Forgiven guy, yeah, we're about to talk about him later.
Oh shit, sorry.
What about?
Never mind.
We can talk about him now, because I feel a little bit done with Esport SM, actually. I don't know what else to say, except I think it's weird that they don't include League of Legends. And
we're gonna come back with if we're gonna look on and see if we can get some more information on that. Maybe we'll hear something after the SM or something.
Yeah, I only noticed it because Clyde, the support player of Fnatic, who's Sweden, like tweeted out that he thought it was really weird that that League of Legends wasn't involved. So we are not the only 2 persons in the world thinking that it's weird, and some of the people thinking that it's weird are like high-profile players. So hopefully we will get some sort of comment on this. However, one cool thing that I will say about this is that Riot is launching an event called Ragnarok, which is basically an online tournament for Nordic teams in League of Legends.
That's perfect.
So where Esport SM drops the ball, Riot actually picks it up and has an online tournament for Nordic teams, and that will be fun to see. Maybe we'll see some future names of League of Legends from Sweden in that tournament. Who knows?
Well, that's perfect, you know. That was what we were talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so let's GTFO of Sweden. Let's go across the Atlantic Ocean and set foot in North America, the US and A.
The US and A.
And if we do, and if we are into esports like we are, we will hear about an organization over there that is very famous. Their name has been spread far and wide. It's called TSM. We have talked about this team a lot. And
Of course.
the thing is, TSM, they created this super team in League of Legends. They took Yellow Star from Counter Logic Gaming. They took no Double Lift from Counter Logic Gaming. Yellow Star from Fnatic. They got Sven Skaren to the jungle in EU. They kept Bjergsen from the season before, and they got Hanser in the top lane, one of the best North American top laners. So this is like top quality player talent on each position, and things are supposed to go really well. They haven't. But the thing that they did recently was they fired their head coach. Okay? This head coach was brought in from like traditional sports. He's been playing, I think, baseball or something like that, working with traditional sports, and has transitioned over to esports to be a coach. And he's like there to create a culture within the team, like a winning mentality, to just be the leadership, to lead the team, basically. And then they also took the analyst for that was on Fnatic last year. He came over to TSM as well to like be the one talking about all the in-game stuff. Like, we should pick these champions, maybe play like this, talk to players about individual progress or stuff like that. Whereas the other guy is talking more about, you know, winning, playing, going hard, having high energy, stuff like that. Don't make mistakes. I mean, in his pre-game talks, when they huddle up, he's like, okay, let's not make mistakes like we did in scrims. As long as we play well, as long as we do us, we're going to do fine, you know. That's the sort of leadership. Honestly, I think that's a stupid move to put that guy in charge of everything when he has like no knowledge of the in-game stuff. If you think about this, you've got Bjergsen, like the best Western mid laner. He's been that for ages. There might be some people in the West now contending for that title. They've got Double Lift, like the best North American AD carry ever. They've got Yellow Star. He's the fucking legend within the game. He's got Sven Skaren. He's played in LCS for like a really, really long time. Why would they listen to a guy who knows nothing about the game?
So what were you saying? Oh, someone was typing to me.
You know, this coach, this head coach, he knows nothing about League of Legends, basically. I'm sure he's learned a little since he decided to try and be an esports coach.
Yeah, but that just shows how much he cares about the game.
No, but maybe he does now, but he doesn't have a background within the game, and he obviously hasn't studied super hard. I mean, his type of leadership is just, we need to do well, don't make mistakes, we need to win. And we have these superstars who have been like superstars within League of Legends forever, and like, why would they, how is he going to earn their respect?
Yeah, that's a good question, because if you compare it to other teams, and I can only talk about CSGO, and mostly every manager has been playing on a high level before, almost everyone.
And
so
I mean,
it's crucial that you have a lot of experience in the game, because it will make it much easier for your team to listen and learn and like react to your manager's word. Like, it's I can't understand why TSM are doing these kinds of things, because they're doing it over and over and over all the time. I don't know why.
And the thing is, like, I love Fnatic. I'm a fan, but if we look at, we can take two European teams as an example here. Okay, we got Fnatic and H2K. Fnatic did super well last year, went to Worlds, became top 4. H2K is the best team in Europe right now. Both of these teams, they have good players, really good players, but they also have a coach. Daylor in Fnatic and Prawley in H2K, they both really know the game, okay? You can hear it when they're talking to the players about the game. They're actually saying game-related stuff. Like, Febiven, I want you to communicate with your jungler about this and this. Not like, good communication, high energy, don't make
like
mistakes.
stuff.
When they talk about the game, they talk about the game. The picks, the bans, the champions, the strategies. Should we go with a split push? Is this a good champions for us next game? When you can see in these Fnatic documentaries, whereas in TSM Legends, their documentary, you can see the analyst Jarjay, who's not the head coach. The dogs are going crazy over here. He's the one handling all that stuff, and the head coach is just like motivational speeches, like, you know, Braveheart, they cannot take our Nexus, and, you know, try and just motivate the players and lead them to victory. Whereas in these other organizations, H2K and Fnatic, it's the other way around. They've got these guys who are working with their positive mindset. Fnatic has an esports psychologist that helps them with positive visualization, mindfulness, to like be in a good mindset before the game, all of that stuff, you know. But that's not the guy who's the head coach. He's one part of the supporting staff under a head coach that really knows the game. Origin from EU, they're like TSM. They're like, we have 5 really great players. They know the game. We just want a manager that can handle, you know, the out-of-game stuff, help us with all of that we don't want to care about. Someone that can just help us only focus the game. And it's not working very well for Origin. They fired their head coach. Xpeki is like temporary coach right now, and TSM fired their head coach because that's not working out. Why are you not putting coaches that actually know the game on top? That's the person that the players are going to listen to. If things go well under coaches that just motivate them, everybody's going to be happy. But when things start to not go so well as they have been for TSM, I mean, why would Bjergsen like listen to this guy who doesn't really know the game? Why would Bjergsen or Doublelift like, okay, tell me what I'm doing wrong, please, sir. You have been involved within League of Legends for 2.5 months. I've been it for like 5 years on the highest level.
But that's
tell me what I need to change.
The manager should be like the sixth player in the team.
Yeah.
And you can't be just shouting out stuff without knowing like what's behind it, you know. And that's actually also a thing somebody should comment on, because I mean, it's just weird. Why are you picking people that haven't played the game? It's just so weird.
Yeah, it's like esports organizations are looking towards traditional sports, like, oh my god, if we can get someone who's been a coach or like a really good player in traditional sports and get him over to esports, that would be a great thing. That doesn't necessarily like translate. You can have good leadership skills, yes, but that's not enough. You actually need to know the thing you are leading in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a crazy notion. An NBA team would not take the best League of Legends coach and like, please lead the LA Lakers to victory. You seem to be a great leader. We don't care that you know nothing about basketball. Just lead us because you're a good leader. No one would think like that. Why are esports organizations thinking like that? Taking people.
I mean, it's like taking a general to war that's world champion in chess.
Yeah,
but nothing in like real warfare. You know, it's
crazy.
I don't know why.
If you would look towards traditional sports and like, oh, this guy has helped players in this regard, this guy has helped players in this aspect, like esports, like sports psychologist or like whatever it could be, like anything. Bring them in as the supporting staff to have those good personalities around the team, but don't make them the fucking leader. The leader should know his shit. Pardon my Swedish. And this makes me question, what is TSM doing? And okay, you can make one mistake, right? Everybody does it. Everybody signs players that are not that great. Everybody signs coaches once in a while and it's not that great. Everybody do stupid things. But TSM has not just made one stupid mistake lately. I mean, there were these 5 Danish players. I saw them in an internet match in an organization called Astralis. I thought they looked quite familiar. Have I seen them somewhere before? What team did they used to play for?
Like, how can they not? How could they let them go?
Exactly. And from the things that have leaked out since they lost all the 5 Danish players that are now Astralis, it seems to boil down to the management just screwing up. They fire the manager that the players really like on like a rash decision that made the management angry, and the players then hired him as their agent because they really like the guy. They want to work with the guy, so they hire him as an agent, and then he says, well, you know, I know for a fact that you guys can get more money, better contracts in another organization. And they say, fine, we like you, we trust you, so we'll go. So TSM fire one manager without actually realizing that the players really love this guy and want to work with this guy, and they lose the entire fucking team. What are you doing? And why are you hiring a coach that knows nothing about League of Legends? Come on, you're super famous. I mean, you have a great reputation within esports. You have sponsors. So you have the reputation, you have the financial muscle to bring on the best players in the world. They had that in the Astralis lineup. That was one of the best CSGO teams. They have one of the sickest lineups in League of Legends right now, but they fail around those players. They make mistakes around them that just makes them unable to do well. In CSGO, they did well until they managed to lose the entire lineup at once to another organization. Bye-bye. And in League of Legends, they're just screwing up around the players, so they're not in a good structure and they can't succeed within the game. I'm starting to get the feeling, the more I follow esports, I'm starting to get the feeling that TSM is not very well managed, actually. It's very popular, they have had very much success, but to build up an infrastructure around that, around your players, and to maintain that structure, they seem to fail. They've done it twice now, big time, both in League of Legends and CSGO, so it's not just that they don't know really much about CSGO and are like super into League of Legends, because now they're screwing up there as well. And I don't get why people are stuck on the notion that we don't need great coaches in League of Legends that know the game well. One of the things that people say is the reason why the West is behind Korea is the fact that they've had this infrastructure with coaching and gaming houses for so long. That's why the West is falling behind Korea. We're like a few years later to the party in that regard. Well, then why are teams like Origin so stubborn to like not have coaches decide how to play when it comes to strategy and stuff like that? Don't put that on your players. You need a coach. You need an analyst. The players should play. The coaches should coach. I don't see why people are too stubborn to realize this. What do you think about TSM and their management skills? I've been ranting for quite some time now.
Well, yeah, I'm agreeing with you 100%. I think it's the same there. Like, there are so many questions, but so not many like answers. Like,
Yeah.
shouldn't they like been punished or something for not letting us the Danish guys in CS leave? Like, how did that happen? And now TSM, how they do with this coach? Like, I can't believe they just let it go. But this is serious shit, you know? Like, it's about money. It's about I can't find the words.
No, they have, like, except for these things where they keep failing in both CSGO and in League of Legends, they've had all the pieces they need to like be the best. I mean, at least in North American LCS, TSM on paper should be definitely top 2. They're like top 5 right now, and they're not looking very convincing when they win. Sometimes they're looking like shit when they lose. And in CSGO, they had a lineup that could be one of the best in the world.
They are one
The
of the
Astralis
best.
lineup can challenge teams like Fnatic or Envious or Navi or all those top teams. No doubt about it.
They are ranked 4 in the world.
Yeah.
So
And they've not been playing. They've spent a lot of time not playing. When they were in TSM, I think some would probably have rated them top 3, maybe even top 2 when they were at their peak, when they were in TSM.
mm.
And just throw it away. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see TSM going forward. In CSGO, what are they going to be able to do with the players that they have? That's a big question. And what are they going to do in League of Legends? Like, how are they going to build up a coaching staff and like infrastructure around these players? And are they going to be able to pick things up come playoffs? It's really weird to see them lose the way they do against team after team after team.
You see what them kids is writing?
Wild Turtle is killing everybody in the North American LCS right now. Demkids94 is completely right. But you know, maybe he couldn't succeed in the structure of TSM as well because he wasn't playing at his best lately. They tried to replace him one time before. Yeah.
That's not a good sign for him. Like, when you stay in a team and you know they want to replace you.
Yeah, and you can see that his confidence took a turn.
That's probably one of the worst things to do. You can test it for maybe like 6 months or something, but if it doesn't work out, you should just stop. Like,
yeah, I mean, Immortals in NA is like,
that's so weird.
Yeah, don't flash forward, don't make plays. I know, it's like, look, is that when he's in Immortals right now, is he not flashing forward? Is he not making big plays? He is doing crazy things and he is flashing forward like cray-cray. He has a team around him. Everybody trusts him. He trusts everybody. And Immortals, they've lost one game this entire season.
Yeah, and that says something. Like, who is the guy saying, don't flash forward, don't make plays?
The leadership of TSM. Like,
oh my god.
I think actually Reginald might have said that, the owner of TSM, because he pretty much took over the coaching role last split, and they tried replacing him last split with Keith, another AD carry who's in Echo Fox right now, and then they decided to stick with him after all, but he didn't really get going, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of crazy things going on there. The great thing about Immortals is, okay, Huni and Reignover, they decided to leave on their own from Fnatic and go over to NA, get a lot of money, keep playing together, a new adventure. Okay, their mid laner, Pobelter, he was dropped from CLG. CLG dropped Pobelter. No, we don't need you. We're going to play with Huhi instead. Bye-bye. Thanks for winning us the LCS. You and Doublelift can go somewhere else. Take care. Okay? And their AD carry, Wild Turtle, as we discussed, they've been trying out other people to take his positions. They want to replace him. They don't like his playstyle. Then finally they said, bye-bye. We're going to take Doublelift instead of you. And their support played on Team Impulse, and they tried replacing him with a Chinese player, Gates. And he was like, no, I don't want to be a sub, so I'm leaving the team. Then Xiao Wei Xiao got banned, and he got back to the team, and he played really well. But now, at this split, he still left that team, and now he's on Immortals. So pretty much everybody except Huni and Reignover on Immortals are like people that other teams threw away. We don't want you anymore. You don't fit our playstyle. You're not good enough. This guy is better for our team. And Immortals is winning everything. This is like one big revenge saga for these players.
In their faces.
It makes me feel warm all up inside my belly, and I smile whenever I see them win, because it's every W is turned into a middle finger against a team that just tossed them out. I love it.
What I like about this is quite funny, because if you see the Counter-Strike players from the old TSM, which is now Astralis, that from this bad management, they made them probably the best contract in CSGO history, and maybe even in CS history total. You know, they made like they're making a lot of money, and they just took advantage of their skill, and they knew they were like good, and they know people want to have them as on their team or on their organization. And you understand what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they did the straight opposite. Like fuck all these organizations. We want to have it our way, and we want to decide what we want to do, and we want to decide who's gonna manage us, and nobody else should like give a fuck. Like we are the deciding factors because we are the guys who are gonna give you money in the end. We are the guys who are gonna show you show up on screens and on ads and yeah on social media.
Yeah. And the
And
thing,
if you don't know shit about the game, you should stay out of it. Like leave it to us gamers instead.
Yeah, and the thing that made them rage against the manager supposedly is the fact that he had talked to other teams and like, what could you offer for top tier players? And he realized that okay, it's gonna be time to renew their contract soon. If we want to keep these players in TSM, we need to renew these contracts now and give them more money because other teams are getting more sponsors, prize pools are growing, they're gonna get better contracts in other places if we don't renew their contracts first. It was like basically what he realized was that we can renew their contracts now, give them more money, but still give them less money than we would need to in 6 months. And the TSM management goes, what are you doing? You are talking to other organizations. You are going behind our back. You are fired. Instead of saying, oh, interesting. So we should renew these contracts right now.
Exactly.
And keep these players. Give them a little more money now. Don't give them a chance to go to another organization. Keep this manager who's been doing some good research for you. And everything would be jolly good in TSM. But it's like, nope, you're a bad person. Get out.
We're gonna make it hard.
Yeah. That's a silly thing. Okay, so we'll see what happens with TSM. We're coming up on the hour. We have like 5 or 7 minutes to go still. We're going to talk a little bit about a topic that we said we're going to talk about. It's actually about social media and esports and social media players. And before we get into that topic, I would like to talk a little bit about our social media and just give a shout out to all the people who have been liking and retweeting the fact that we're streaming PaleSports right now. We got TJ Rudy or Paleo GCK, the LOL history app. Thanks, guys. Killbox GFX, Paleo Penguino, a new addition to the Paleo team. Nick Arardi, We the Players, the esports bot, and also Blue Target TV. Thank you, guys, for giving us shout outs, likes, retweets, and all of that on the social media. Keep it up. And going into social media, we found this site a while back that like ranks esports players according to popularity on social media, and we've got it in the chat right now if you want to watch that link. And the interesting thing about this list is the fact that League of Legends is like crazy popular. The players from League of Legends is super popular, and in CSGO we've got like one player on this top 20 list.
And that's not even on one of the like. I don't think he is on top 5 anymore. No, they're not even on the top 5 team. I think.
No, but I think he's top 2 on the list of popular players, right?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like.
I'm on the site now. I just can't find the actual list. But no matter. It's like Bjergsen is number 1. Doublelift is up there. I don't remember which guy from CSGO it was that was number 2.
Pasha Biceps.
Yeah.
From Virtus Pro, the Polish beasts.
So that makes you wonder
found it.
why
Gonna link link it in the chat for you guys.
Oh, here we go. Thank you. I was trying to find it. I know you sent me a text message. Here it is. So yeah, we got Bjergsen on top. We got Pasha second, Double Lift third, Expeke, also League of Legends here on fourth. So it's like number 1 is League of Legends, number 2 is CSGO, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is League of Legends players. Then comes a Dota 2 player. Then comes another CSGO player, that's Get Right. And then got League of Legends, League of Legends, League of Legends, CSGO, League of Legends, CSGO, League of Legends, Dota, CSGO. League of Legends is crazy popular, the League of Legends players.
And if you just see the total on the top 5, you can see like all are over 1 million. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And if you compare it to Get Right, who has 840, like it's a big difference.
Yeah, and the thing they're going for, counting are fans on their Facebook pages, followers on Twitters, and followers on Twitch. So these are the three things that they're counting in this list. Yeah. So what do you think makes League of Legends players so popular on social media compared to CSGO?
I think it has something to do about how the game developed to a game everybody plays. Like League of Legends doesn't have that many graphic limitations. Like everybody can play it, and it makes people. It was the same with 1.6, CS 1.6. Everybody could play it, and it went huge, like really huge. And it was the same thing about StarCraft. Was the same thing about Warcraft, and when Dota started to get famous. And I think it's the same thing here. Like if you go into Twitch right now and you go into games, and this is just a normal day. Oh, League of Legends. They're at 165,856 viewers.
Yeah.
And Counter-Strike is on 79. So if you have like the double, or like you have over the double streamers and viewers, it's of course it's gonna be more popular on social media. Like it's a known fact. Like Twitch is a social media, and this social media is linked to both YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, and everything is linked together. It's the internet, so I think it's a good integration from Riot as well. I think they are making a lot of effort in the social media stuff, because it's
definitely
it's the new thing. Like esport is something coming up, and if you want to get your word out, you need to spam that shit, bro.
Yeah. So that's like one thing that we've been thinking about earlier, the fact that you have like all these different people having tournaments in League of Legends. Like you got DreamHack, you got IEM Katowice, you got like big ESL Face It Majors or whatever. These are different people always in charge, and how good are they at the social media game? We know that Riot and the LOL Esports on Twitter, it's like they're crazy. They're tweeting pre-game, they're tweeting during the game, they're tweeting post-game. If a player gets first kill in a game, LOL tweets it out with a short video about it and the player's Twitter tag.
Yeah.
Also, so all the fans finds all the players through LOL Esports all the times, and they're going crazy on social media, and they're really good at it, and they're the only ones like broadcasting the European and American LCS. Whereas in CSGO, the people in IEM could be like super good at the social media game, whereas the people of DreamHack, I'm just speculating, these are just examples, no truth to it, but it could be the fact that the people in DreamHack are not as good at the social media game. And that would would have a negative effect, of course, in the social media spread of the players. And another interesting factor for us as Swedes is the fact that they do not count Instagram in this list. And that is not crazy, because Twitter is like this, the official esports social media. it's Twitter tags everywhere for all the players, and like fan votes before matches are on Twitter. Everything's being handled on Twitter. But number one CSGO player on this list, Pasha. He's from Poland, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is GetRight. He's from Sweden. I'm number two of the CSGO players. Number three of the CSGO player is
Taz.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Shroud.
Okay, sorry. This was on Facebook. Sorry.
Yeah, and number four is Olofmeister. So, of those CS:GO players that make it to these lists, two of them are Swedes, and in I think it was in 2015, I think Instagram had like 100 million unique visitors to their app or site per month, whereas Twitter had 300 million, so triple the visitors. So Twitter is much bigger. But if you go to Sweden, that is completely reversed. And I checked this out on like an social media, internet, esport blog in Sweden that had statistics for this from a survey made. They had like asked, I think it was like 3,000 or 4,000 Swedes in different ages about what social media apps they use. It's like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. In some ages, Snapchat is way above Twitter. Like Twitter is pretty much a non-thing for young people in Sweden. And these Swedish players who might actually also be using Instagram, except for like professional esports purposes. I mean, a guy like Dennis, for instance, before he joins a professional team, he might be hanging out on Instagram, like networking there, because that's where all the people in Sweden are. And then all of a sudden you're going to go onto Twitter and like you don't have a big network there, you're not accustomed to the app, you like Instagram better, you might not just be as good at it as people who are usually like networking on Twitter every day. And also, if they counted Instagram, you would see that these Swedish players have a lot of followers. I mean, GetRight, he has almost 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, but if you if you compare it,
yeah,
to Twitter, it's nothing.
Yeah, sure, because it's like way smaller. I mean, Twitter's all over the world, but I mean, still, GetRight, if his 100,000 Instagram followers would be there, he would be on 942. He would be like more popular than Reckless.
Yeah,
not really, because Reckless has a lot.
On top 9.
Yeah, but Reckless has a lot of Instagram followers as well. But you know, I did not find Device on Instagram. I did not find NBK on Instagram. I did not find Simple on Instagram. You know, but the Swedish players, they are there, and they have quite a big, large amount of viewers in Instagram numbers. Like, I think this is like a part of the factor that, like, you know, consider if you look at a country like Sweden that has so much of the top tier players in the world. We got the entire NIP lineup and the entire Fnatic lineup are all Swedes. Okay, we're from Instagram land. Like 10 of the best players in the world are from Instagram land. That's gotta have an effect on these numbers as well, don't you think?
Yeah, of course.
It's not the key factor maybe, but it's an interesting notion that a few of the CSGO players that actually are the most popular in social media are Swedes, and in Sweden, Twitter is like, yeah, we don't use that.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually think it's weird that the guys who made this table, or not table, but like statistics, that they don't put in like all social media. It's a bit weird for me. Like,
yeah, but
you should probably put in everything if you want to make a list.
Yeah, but everything could also be very much, right? Do you count Google Plus? I mean,
it has some boundaries, but
but
Instagram is how big is it in in North America?
Not at all. Google. I saw a list on somewhere. That list that I referred to. We're not scientists. We're not real journalists. So, you know, I don't even remember what list it was, but it was on the internet, and it was a list of like the unique visitors each month to different social media sites. I mean, Google Plus is bigger than Instagram. Google Plus. I don't use Google Plus to socialize. Do you? Maybe through like YouTube comments or something. But you know, so Instagram is actually quite small. Are you even still here? I don't think you are. Why did you leave me? So we're gonna try and reconnect with Sally here. Excuse me while you wait. Here we go. Call that. This is not fun. We lost connection to Sally. If he doesn't come back, we were just coming up to the end anyway. But it would be sad to just end it like this. So we're gonna try to get him back. Where you go?
Yo.
Where did you go? What have you been up to?
My computer just crashed.
Okay.
I've been overclocking my CPU, so
Nerd.
probably because of that. It was just
Okay, but the list that I was referring to actually rates Google Plus higher than Instagram. So like, should you use everything? These are the biggest. These are the most relevant probably. But it just, statistics are always funny like that because you can't get the entire picture of the reality. I mean, Get Right might not really be number, I don't know, 10, and you know, Dendy might not really be number 9 or whatever it is if you count in a lot of other numbers that could be there, but who knows. That's just the problem with statistics, right? But it's interesting. CSGO as an entire movement could maybe be working harder to push the popularity of their players. I mean, if you look at all these League of Legends players, look, okay, they got some on Twitter, they got some on Facebook, yeah, that's cool, but look at these Twitch numbers. That's cash, man. Followers, donations, subscribers, advertisers. The brands of these players are right here in these numbers. Like, Bjergsen has 1 million followers on Twitch. Right? That's money right there. Even when he retires as a professional player, big money. Because he's so popular on Twitch and on social media. These League of Legends players are good at building their individual brands that they can sell later on and make a lot of money. And the CSGO players are not as popular. And if CSGO, I mean, if the different, you know, people hosting majors or tournaments, or if Valve can do anything to boost these players up and help them build their individual brands, that should probably be a nice thing to do, to, like, you know, ensure these players to have a long and healthy financial life even after being a pro gamer, right?
Actually, I did something funny right now. I was looking at the team, like Team Solomid, Fnatic, Nip Gaming, and see how many people are liking the teams on their Facebook pages. And like Fnatic is so, like, I just compared these three. Fnatic, TSM, and Nip. Fnatic is almost 2.5 million likes on Facebook, and Nip was like almost 900,000, and TSM like they were only on 475,000.
Oh, that's interesting. But Facebook might be, you know, more of a European. I don't know. I don't know. TSM is like crazy popular, but Fnatic is like huge in both CSGO and League of Legends. NiP is only huge in CSGO.
I'm checking Fnatic right now on Twitter. They have 490,000 followers.
Yeah.
Team Solo Mid. They have 558,000. So maybe it's like
Yeah.
pretty close. Not close, but yeah, you understand.
But this is I mean, it's an interesting thing to point out, and it would be an interesting thing to keep tabs on over the years. I mean, as both of these esports grow and they become more mainstream, will League of Legends always be like much more popular? Will the players of League of Legends always be more popular in social media than the players of Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
What were you saying?
I said it will be interesting to see these coming years as both these esports keep becoming more mainstream and more popular, if it will stay the same, that League of Legends players are way more popular than Counter-Strike players, and if so, it would be interesting to keep, looking around and try to figure out why, and see if these speculations have any bearing in reality or whatever. But you gotta wonder what makes the big difference, because they have, okay, this is like the top 20, right? In the world, these players on this list.
Yeah.
And we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of the top 20 social media popular people in esports are from League of Legends.
Yeah, they're doing something right?
Yeah. I'm just going to do this real quick to see. Whoa! So now the stream should be able to only see like this list if anybody wants to look at it for a little while. We should have done that for like the entire section of the of this episode.
We're probably gonna learn that for the next.
We're still learning things. Okay, now I'm taking you back to like the PaleSports screen.
Don't show your porn.
Oh no, that's hidden, locked away, deep in a dungeon. Now you're gone again. This show is a great success. Why are you gone? I keep just failing miserably at doing things.
I think because you were fiddling with the tabs on Chrome.
Maybe so.
You should put in the Hangout picture.
Yeah, you're back. You're back. You know what, man? I'm gonna have to stop right here. We've been going for about an hour, and I have people waiting for me. I'm a popular man. And people sitting in the other room just waiting for me to come out. Dogs even.
Maybe you are.
So yeah, but it's been great. And thank you for everybody who's joined us in our discussions today. As always, before we leave, we want to encourage you to visit the Chirp app. Thank them very much for sponsoring the great community of Paleo Gaming. The LOL history as well. Do check that out. And of course, paleogaming.com is where the action is. You can find Paleo Gaming on Twitter, on Facebook, on Twitch, of course. That's where we're right now, on YouTube. We're everywhere. And the two of us talking are full cooperation. John Felix and Salle, the content creators of Paleo Gaming. And
I'm gonna keep giving you these streams every second week on Mondays around 19.
Yeah.
Ish.
And when we don't do this, Mondays, let's go with Salle. You playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I think tomorrow there will be a new Paleo Monthly on the Paleo Gaming YouTube. So we've got things coming out. Just keep looking out for Paleo Gaming material. We're getting it to you. Be rest assured. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it. Do you have any last words to say before we shut it down?
I just want to thank you for joining in, and it's as always, it's really fun to talk with you guys, and the stream is getting way more funnier if you're asking questions and discussing with us. It's the more, the better.
Yeah, it's great to see people in chat every episode. Yeah. It's lovely. We love it. Come back next time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For showing.
and have a good day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.